Yeah, yeah, yeah! Wow, look at this guy. Hello everyone, I'm Mari, this is a Mar review, and that is a Bandai Tamashii Nation's movie realization, Samurai Spider-Man. Oh man, I could have trimmed that down, couldn't I? As you can see, it's pretty self-explanatory as to what this is just by looking at it. It's a figure of Spider-Man, but as a samurai. Yes, it does sound like something you'd see stolen from a DeviantArt and put into a listicle, but trust me, this is a really cool figure. Since this Spidey is Eastern in origin, it only makes sense for his packaging to reflect that. We've been given a dark design, a lot of gold brushes, strokes, and ink splatters. I'm especially fond of the gold corners. It adds just a little kick to the already present Japanese theme. We've got a nice picture on the front, words on 3 sides, the figure on this side, and more stuff at the back. Open it up, and the insides kind of look like a bento box. We also get some instructions. I'll be sure to run through all the instructions when we get there. Shasha! Oh man, doesn't that just scream Samurai Spider-Man? Whatever that scream would be. We'll get to the figure soon, but for now, let's look at the accessories. He's got a katana, a sheath, 2 grappling hooks, and a couple of hands. The katana is a little hit and miss for me. The metallic paint for the blade is a good attempt, but it looks too matted to be metal. It would have been nice if it was chromed or just die cast. The hilt is much nicer though. There's a dirty gold wash that brings out all the weird bumps in the sculpt. Except for this gold streak right here. That's from the really tight sword gripping hands, but more on that later. There's also a nice little spider emblem at the hilt of the sword, but all you eagle-eyed viewers already see that. The sheath that holds the sword is a bit plain, just some red plastic with some metallic paint at the back. The ball joint there allows you to peg it into the back of Spidey. Oh. Yeah. The glue there has kind of dried up and has resulted in me prying out the peg from Spidey's back numerous times. I'll just add a little bit of super glue and voila! Thanks a lot, super glue. Samurai Spidey doesn't shoot webs like his modern day Western equivalent. Instead, he shoots grappling hooks instead? Who cares if it doesn't make sense? The web shooter is a spider! That's so cool! All of these little subtle spider designs on the figure are just really amazing. It's just so cool to look at the figure, but in this case the accessories, and just being able to find little details like this all the time. You can put these on Spidey by removing his hands, taking out the unchained web shooters, and then sliding in the other ones. They might be a bit tough to pull out when you first take it out of the box, but it's made out of a pretty soft plastic, so feel free to get rough. The chain, however, is a different story. They're pretty fragile. I doubt you could even use this thing as a necklace, let alone supporting the weight of a whole figure. The last of the accessories are the hands. Spidey can punch, hold the sword very tightly on both hands, and hold his sheath just as tightly as well. Although you can probably double it as a relaxed hand if you feel the need to let the samurai feel a little bit zen. Now Spidey can rock out as hard as he... Oh wait, these are flipping hands. So he can, somehow, shoot grappling hooks out. Like I said, don't think about it. Instead, let's talk about this wonderful figure. Does it resemble a samurai? Check. Does it exude Spider-Man? Double check. The armor's there, and so is Spidey's iconic coloring and patterns. Yes, the bright green is a bit of an odd choice of coloring for the webbing, but I'm always welcome to more vibrancy. There's also a level of grime and dirt that's been painted all over the figure, which I really like. It adds some realism into this super fictional concept. It really helps to ground this figure. Spidey's helmeted head have those big, white Spidey eyes that we're all familiar with. A smile has also been added into the mouth. It's a bit weird, but I can imagine it getting to the heads of enemies just as much as any quips that he might make. I also like the spider logos. The one at the front even has a creepy looking face, while the back has the abdomen caved in to disguise the peg hole. All this makes me think that maybe Spidey has a demonic theme attached to him. He's red, he's got a demon face, he's got a demon smile, and he's got a little bit of the horns too at his head. Oh, what's that? Oh, I know what you're thinking. No, I didn't forget the seppuku knife on his belly. Sadly, that's been sculpted in. But what isn't sad is the articulation. Spidey's head and neck move in a full 360 with some head tilting too. Thankfully, a lot of the figure's extra panels are made out of a soft material, like the tiny one under his chin for example. It moves side to side and has a hinge. The arms can move all the way around, but are slightly hindered by the small length of the joints and the peg hole. Each arm shoulder pad is on a ball joint, but because of how close it rests, it doesn't have much movement. The joint is there to help keep the shoulder pad out of the way, as opposed to being something posable. Spidey's double hinged elbows rest all the way straight, but also allow you to curl them impressively close. His hands also have the very same deep movement. Although the joint there looks really mechanical, the fact that it's fairly visible doesn't help either. Spidey's torso is on a ball joint, a pretty generous one at that, but the lack of ab crunch is definitely a major con for me. And I'm not talking about no Comic Con. Lower down is a bunch of floppy, loose pieces. Even lower than that are the legs. Ball and hinge joints at the upper thigh give you a lot of range. Since the floppy bits are a soft plastic, they don't really get in the way of me posing the legs. The knees are double hinged and move back a whole lot. The ankles can tilt this much, rotate this much, and of course there is ankle pivot and a toe hinge. Bandai has blessed us with a lot of articulation. Definitely more than I thought I would get. Samurai Spider-Man is a hefty figure, and I don't mean just with the weight or how solid he is. I'm also talking about all of his accessories and the amount of possibilities here. It's great to see such an unusual concept have so many options for you to get creative. The figure has gone down in price too, so I recommend getting one of your own, especially if you're a Spider-Man fan. As for me, I'll be cherishing this guy until I get a proper Japanese Spider-Man. Please hurry, Bandai. I really need a Spider-Man. And a Leopardon. Please make a Chogokin Leopardon, please.